Hey guys, welcome back to art. So today we are going to be working on a new project and I'm going to show you guys a new artist. So we're going to learn a little bit about an artist. I gotta pull this up, hold on. So this artist, his name is Keith Haring. And we're going to learn a little bit about him and his art, and then we will get started on a new project. Okay, so first of all, what is an artist? I know you guys in second grade know what an artist is, but just to review a little bit, is an artist is a person who practices any of the creative arts. So that could be drawing, painting, sculpting, writing, film, and music. So an artist is not necessarily just someone who paints or draws. It could be someone who does some of those other things as well. An artist uses different materials to create art. So I put different things on here. So I put a pencil, that's basic. I put some crayons, I put some paint, and I also put hands because a lot of times artists like to use their hands to create art for sculpting or even to write or to draw or a different thing. You need your hands basically. A lot of people need their hands to do art, right? Okay. So who was this artist, Keith Haring? Here is a picture of one of his paintings here on the screen. It looks like a bunch of people dancing. Keith Haring was born in 1958 in Pennsylvania. He loved drawing cartoons and visiting museums. So most of his art that we're going to look at does look similar to this one on the screen. So it's very cartoony. Keith Haring is known for his colorful cartoon artworks and certain characters, such as crawling babies, barking dogs, and spaceships. In the 1980s, New York was a very exciting place, and many artists working there in the same neighborhood as him, such as Andy Warhol and then another artist named Jean-Michel Basquiat. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of either one of those artists, but Andy Warhol was a really famous artist, so you might have heard of him. But they all kind of worked together in the same area. And then Keith Haring started becoming famous and he had exhibitions in galleries. So what that means is that they just put his artwork up in an art gallery, which is like a museum. And then when the paintings were sold, he often gave the money to children's charities. So he didn't really keep the money for himself. He used to give it away to charities, which was really nice. Here are some paintings that he did. And as you can see, there's still all of those kind of like cartoon looking characters. And you'll notice in all of them, you guys see these little lines that are kind of like all around each one. So he added those lines in his paintings to show movement. So one of the principles of design and art is called movement. And so a good way to show movement is to use lines, just like he does in these paintings. So it looks like his characters are moving. Okay, so that being said, I am going to be showing you guys what we're going to be doing next for our project. So here is my example. So I'm going to show you on my share screen here. Give me 1 second. Okay. And what we're going to do with this is we are going to be learning how to create a person that looks like they're moving in the style of Keith Haring. Now, you guys will notice that these people, they do sort of resemble stick people. And I know in art, for me, that's a no-no. We don't usually draw stick people, but for this one project and this one project only, I am going to have you guys start off by drawing stick people. It just is the easiest way to learn how to do movement. Okay, guys, so the only time I will ever say it's okay to do stick people. So what I want you guys to do is grab a piece of paper. You're actually gonna need 2, but I'm actually just going to use one, and this is totally fine if you want to do this. Use one and then fold it in half. Okay. And so you have 2 sections. So you're going to draw one person on one side and one person on the other side. So what I want you guys to do is you're going to draw 2 different people moving in a different way. They could be dancing, they could be walking, they could be crawling, they could be whatever you want them to be. So I drew my 2 people basically dancing. So what I did was I just started off with a really simple stick person. So all I did was start off with a circle head, and then my body, a stick. I'm going to do my arms. I'm just going to do the exact example that I drew. So my arms are kind of going up, kind of looks like he's like working out, you know, like, ooh. And then his leg kind of going down like that. And then his other leg just goes straight down. So this is my example, keep in mind. You guys can draw I would like you to draw your people moving in any way. And to do this with stick people is super, super easy. You can seriously make their arms and their legs go any way you want. Okay, so here's my second person. Same thing, remember, moving, but in a different way. So this one, I'm gonna have his arm kind of going like that. Maybe the other one going up. And then his body is just kind of like that. And then I did draw his like 2 little feet. But the second step is to make, instead of it just being one stick, we're going to add like a double line. So all I'm going to do here is draw another line next to it on each part, if that makes sense. Same thing over here. I'm just going to add another one like that. Same thing over here. That one definitely looks like he's working out. And then, okay, so here's the next part I would like you guys to do. Once you're done with like your double lines, making them more than just a stick, you're going to add movement lines. So movement lines can be straight lines, kind of just like radiating out, or movement lines can be curved lines, kind of like that. Oh, sorry, kind of. So you can tell more that he's moving with those lines. Don't you guys agree? Okay, so now I'm going to do my double lines over here on this guy. Okay, perfect. So then I'm just going to take my eraser and kind of get rid of some of these middle lines because I'm going to color, when I color it in, I don't really want to see the pencil, but that's it. Okay, so now I have that, and then I'm going to add my movement lines to this guy here. And there's no right or wrong way to do your movement lines. You guys can do those however. Okay, and then my next part that I did was I did outline mine with black. You do not have to outline it with black. You can just go ahead straight to coloring. And I used markers for this. I think markers work a little bit better for this project. Normally, I actually like crayon a lot better than marker. I just think they color nicer and they look better in the long run. But for this project, I think marker would actually be better because you have small spaces to color in. And all I want you to do for that part is to take a color and you're going to color in like your entire person with that color. And then once you're done with that, I want you guys to take another color. I'm not going to show you the entire thing coloring because you get it. Then once you're done with that color, I want you to outline around it with another color to kind of make it look like it's glowing, if that makes sense. And that will just show, it just kind of like gives it a little bit more of a Keith Haring feel. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy this project. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.